you guys. Oh my god, Jimmy Acosta just pounded himself. He's at the border wall and he says everything's tranquil and peaceful. He pounded himself, you guys. He proved the border wall works.
My next door neighbor's picket fence is longer than that fucking wall. Seriously, this is a thing that the right is having Schadenfreude all over about. Come on, that's not a fucking wall. Look how long it goes without a wall. It's not a wall. The point of a wall being proven isn't being proven. You can just walk around that shit. You can walk around. You can do fucking ring around the rosy, skip to my Lou, fucking happy dance around that wall twice. And not even break a sweat. I really, really wanted to believe that Jim Acosta went to some place where there's already miles and miles of wall, and, and then he said that everything's fine here. I would have loved for that to be the case, but it's not. It's not. Look at that. That's not a fucking wall. You know what that is? That's a billboard that doesn't have a Corona beer ad on it yet. And that's not a fucking wall. Come on.
And then you got Jimmy Dore talking about how all of the 9 congressmen across the southern border are all in agreement, supposedly, that border security is bullshit and that we don't need that wall and to just stop the government shutdown. That's what I got from it. I mean, his title says it all. Texas Republican disagrees with Trump on wall or some shit like that. And to suggest, for a liberal to suggest that the 9 congressmen that their clout should be it should be paramount to the rest of the country. That he is saying that is interesting to me, because the left has been complaining for a while now about the Electoral College. So on the one hand, Montana and Wyoming and other smaller states shouldn't have more weight to their vote in the Electoral College, but these 9 districts should influence how we handle our border, which affects the rest of the country. Just seems a little bit interesting to me that those two things can exist for the same person. I know he's not saying that those 9 districts should have complete and total control over legislation regarding the border. I know he's not saying that. That's not what I'm saying he's saying. I'm not trying to infer or imply or anything like that. So, you know, fucking put the keyboard away, anybody who might be fucking you fucking fallacy. I'm a philosophy major. Fuck you. No, I'm not saying any of that. You just cannot suck the cock of 9 congressmen and suggest that their views should influence the views of the whole rest of the country, but then be like, you know, I don't like the Electoral College. Like, well, then again, it kind of does make sense, because he's saying that California and the East Coast should decide everything. So, you know, it actually does make sense. I take it back. It completely makes sense to think that 9 congressional districts should fucking decide everything. Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. I take it back. It makes sense. So yeah, today out of the 2 liberal Jimmys, it's Jimmy Dore who's the fucking asshat today. Not so much Jimmy Acosta, who was not he was not in an area of the border that's well secured. So his point kind of stands. I don't agree with it, but you know, you can't say that he pwned himself when he didn't. I mean, look at that wall, guys. There isn't one. There's no wall there. It's just this little, some extra feet of slats. It's not. There's no wall that. We talked about this already. I'm out here.